Hey everyone, this is your friendly neighborhood English tutor, and I am here talking about essay tips. Now, when I was in college, I used an essay tip that was actually really helpful for me that I want to share with you. So this essay tip is about repetition. So what you want to do is that when you're done your rough draft, which consists of your introduction paragraph, your body paragraphs, and your conclusion paragraph, what you want to do is you want to circle everything that is repeated. Now, you take your pen and use different symbols for each thing that you have circled. So what you want to do is for words, say you've used the same words multiple times. Say the word unique shows up multiple times in your paper. What you want to do is say a star. Put a star next to every circle that has the word unique circled, for instance. And then you want to look at sentence structure. Say on your sentence structure, you tend to use the word and a lot. So, for example, if we're writing about Beowulf, and we write, Beowulf is strong and a brave warrior. And you continue to use that sentence structure, blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. Your paper becomes very repetitive in its flow, in its tone, that it becomes very boring. And in that case, you lose support in your persuasion part of your essay. So your argument, it becomes very weak. So what you want to do for that is, say you put a heart next to those sentence structures that you've circled that have been repeated. We'll get back to those after. And lastly is a concept. Circle any concepts that don't belong where they should be. Now, in this case, say in your first paragraph you're arguing about Beowulf and whether he is a tragic hero or not. So, in that first paragraph of your body paragraph, you want to make sure that those points do not show up again anywhere else in the paper. If they do, circle them. So say that some of the points of him being a tragic hero that you have repeated in the first paragraph end up in the third paragraph. Well, make sure you circle those. And I usually put a flower next to those, so just like draw a little flower next to those circles. So when you are done, you want to go back and you want to do certain things to each circle. Now, the reason why I put stars, hearts, and flowers is because I created my own bank or key. And eventually, if you learn your own symbols, you'll be able to go through this really fast. So for me, so say that the sentence structure I said was a heart. So we want to go back to sentence structure. So I automatically go back to the hearts. And we want to change the sentence structures around. That way they're not repetitive. So say that a lot of, like I mentioned earlier, that a lot of things are blah, blah, blah and blah, blah, blah. Well, we can change those around. So instead of saying that Beowulf is strong and a great warrior, we could say Beowulf is strong, semicolon, he is a great warrior. Or Beowulf is strong, period. Beowulf not only is strong, but a great warrior, period. Now, what you want to do is, when you're done that, you want to look at words, which I said to put a heart, a star next to. Now, after we're done the sentence structure, we want to see the words that have been repeated. After you've changed your sentences around from the sentence structure, go through again to make sure that words again have not been repeated. So in my previous example, I said strong twice, so you want to circle those twice. And what you want to do for this is that you want to leave one of the circled words the same. If it's a long, long paper, like over 4 pages, like you can keep a few of those in, but make sure that they're not constantly repeated, especially in the same paragraph. So you want to change those around. So say that the word unique has shown up 3 times. Well, what you want to do is that you want to keep unique once, and for the other 2, you could use words like, say one of a kind or original. Words that mean the same thing along the lines, as long as that they mix in with the content appropriately. And lastly, concept. If you find a concept of a certain paragraph in another paragraph, just completely erase it. When we tend to repeat ourselves a lot in our papers, it actually makes our persuasive argument weaker, because it looks like that we're trying to just, add more volume to the paper, but there's no quality to that. So we want to make sure that we delete those. And in our conclusion paragraphs, it is okay to repeat yourself, but make sure it's not word for word. To repeat the points that you have said in your previous paragraphs. But make sure it's not word for word, and make sure it still sounds as though you didn't take them directly from the paper, but they're in different wording and sentence structure. And that is my tip. And eventually, after you use that a while, you will be able to write a rough draft without even repeating yourself hardly. So I want to thank you for watching this video. I am hoping that you can go to my blog and leave a comment or a question. My blog is friendlyneighborhoodenglishttutor.tumblr.com. I do have a donate button at the top right-hand corner of my blog. It may be at the top right-hand or at the bottom. I've yet to put it in. But if I have helped you at all, please feel free to donate. I would really appreciate that. But if not, no problem whatsoever. And I will see you on my next video. Bye.